Well, you've heard the saying, I'm sure, where there's tea, there's hope. Unless you only drink coffee like me, then it's a safety issue. As the world grapples with the COVID-19 pandemic, many people working overtime to try and keep healthy and maintain their wellness. Now, due to consumer demand, Rooibos has stepped up its efforts to provide healthy drinks to the country, but also around the world. Let's talk about the demand and the numerous healthy blends. Teeing it up for us, we all knew I was going to say it, is Nikki Foster from the South African Rooibos Council. Hello to you, Nikki. It's a pleasure speaking to you. And it doesn't take much research to understand why in 2020, 2021, the COVID-19 impact on Rooibos and the tea market has seen it explode in popularity because of its health benefits. It surely is good news for the industry.
Yes, no, indeed, it is very good news. And I think it's also, like you said, well publicized. The health drive started, as you would know, long before the pandemic. But I think the pandemic has just given it huge momentum. And for that reason, we see tea and specifically Rooibos becoming much more popular. And there's much more research and general interest in Rooibos and sort of new Rooibos offerings.
I'm taking a look at a report from early last year. I'm seeing that at the time, herbal tea market up 7%. Obviously, Rooibos at the time climbing in there and taking a big chunk of that pie. But I also understand, I'm busy looking at visuals now of Rooibos farms. It seems, while very popular, it seems to be quite a tricky tea to try and farm. That seems to be a bit of an issue. Have I got that right?
Yes, no, it's like most agricultural commodities, but I think because it's a dry land crop, it's more subjected to weather and climatic conditions. So it is a crop that lives for 3 to 4 years before you then replace it. So it's cyclical. It's weather has a big impact, and for that reason, we've had very good growth over the last sort of 10 years. But there was a period over the last 3 to 4 years where the drought in the Western Cape hit Rooibos hard and availability became a problem. Fortunately, that's past us now. We had 2 or so good seasons behind us. And we can certainly see as we see some deflation coming through, availability coming back, we see good growth coming back in the domestic and hopefully in time in the international markets as well.
Let's talk about supply and demand, shall we? The sliding scales of money versus the business itself. With the increase in interest of Rooibos around the country and around the world, are we going to start seeing the prices going up because the demand is getting so much higher?
We don't expect that in the short term. Like I just said, we had 2, and this is the 3rd year now of crops that was actually higher than demand. So I think the industry has built up good stock. We also typically see quite a lag in the growth in the market. As in most industries, there's always a pipeline of inventory in the system. So no, we really believe supply is in the short term, at least, not going to be a challenge. And that's why we're excited to see the category get back to growth and also back to innovation to pull more interest into the category, which is truly a South African brand.
Let's talk about the technology. Just before I say goodbye to you, Nikki, how has farming technology changed? I mean, with the kind of demand that Rooibos is now controlling, I would imagine that technology is going to start playing a very big role in keeping up with the demand.
Yes, I think technology, but also with technology is the agronomical practices. So I think the farming community has certainly learned a lot over the years how to deal with droughts and climatic challenges coming their way, the right times to plant, how to better make use of the water that is available, seed and seedling preparation, all those things I think is playing a huge role. Also crop estimates is becoming more accurate. So I think there's been a lot of progress right from the farming side all the way through to new innovative products and blends and herbal infusions, and even pairing it with food that's these days quite popular.
All right, Nikki, I'm going to say thank you for the moment. So I was calling the word agronomical. That's my word for the day. I'm going to go and look up the word agronomical. I love just saying that. Nikki Foster, thank you very much indeed from the SA Rooibos Council. Who would have known truly South African product is now being demanded around the world. At least we've had 2 good seasons of Rooibos here in South Africa. Very popular, of course, for its health benefits. Coming up for you, international news on the COVID-19 front.